Hello, everybody, and welcome back to your weekly dose of Star Wars fun and villainy. My name is Tyler Box.
And my name is Logan Hansaker. What is up, you rebel scum?
Well, we have a really exciting episode today because everything is about to change this next coming week with Visions. If you didn't know, Visions is coming to Disney Plus, I believe the 22nd, and it's going to be a like an anime style. It basically it is an anime.
Yeah.
We are two people who don't know too much about anime, and now we're doing an episode about anime. You're about to see straight through us.
Heyo.
But it's a bunch of Star Wars stories done in the anime style, and it's going to be really, really interesting. I think there's like 6 or so episodes.
Yes.
So in preparation for that, for people like us who don't know too much about anime, we're going to be putting some of the biggest names in anime against some of the biggest names in Star Wars. Logan, are you terrified like me?
I am terrified. I'm terrified of the outcome.
I'm terrified in general.
I feel
Just
like when we put these two...
Flat rate terrified.
Right. Nothing to do with the show. Nothing to do with what we're talking about.
It's just a genetic issue I deal with.
Right.
But in preparation for Visions, we also made a TikTok. And why I'm saying for Visions is because our first TikTok is going to be happening the day Visions comes out. So go check out our TikTok, Chatter Squadron, over there. Plus, our audio-only podcast will be coming back, I think, let's say at the beginning of next month.
Yes.
For an episode, one big episode about Visions. So if you want to hear our thoughts on all of the little shorts, are there shorts?
I'm sure that's, I think that's how they described them, as a series of short stories.
Right. So if you want to see us or hear us, talk about that. That's the best way to do it, is on our podcast. If you're subscribed to us anywhere you listen to podcasts, it'll just come through like normal.
And we will be giving a little bit of time after it comes out, so we're not going to be like spoiling it the day after for everyone. So
when you said giving a little bit of time, I thought you were about to say giving away something.
We're going to be giving away all the details.
And I'm like, Logan, we don't have a giveaway.
We have a signed Visions poster in the studio.
We have the original art for all the Visions.
Right.
It's not like a big frame.
Yeah, I don't know how we got it, but we're going to give it away, apparently.
That's just something that Acme Archives Direct has sitting around. They threw it over to us. But let's start off with these these are some tense fights we're going to be talking about. Actually, now that I say that, most of these aren't even fights.
Yes. They're gonna be putting some scenarios facing off against each other, but I think only about one of them is actually a real fight.
Yeah, and a good example to get started here, which is one of the most popular anime shows of all time, Dragon Ball Z. It's pitting Trunks versus Admiral Holdo in a hairstyling competition.
Right. It's a simple cut, color, and style. Who wins?
Who wins? I mean, if you take a look at them, they have very similar hairstyles. So you know they have to know a lot about what they do after a shower.
Right. And this is granted that, they're doing all of their hair maintenance themselves. I'm going to go ahead and assume that they do. So let's talk about color. Right.
True.
First, let's talk about color. So they have that purple color.
Yeah, that amazing purple color. It made a lot of kids like myself growing up say, I wish I could have purple hair.
Yep. Trunks was the first, legitimately first character, like animated character, that did make me want to dye my hair. I didn't dye it purple. I dyed it blue.
Trunks just looks like what every kid wanted to be and look like growing up. I mean, he's got long, cool purple hair with a sword. I mean, could you be any more? And he's got like one of those, seatbelt belts?
Yeah.
Man, that's so cool.
Ahead of his time, and he's got the bowl cut and everything.
Exactly.
Every kid wanted to be Trunks in the 90s, let me tell you.
Exactly. But Holdo might have some really futuristic ways to color hair. We're not too sure.
That's true. So, and here's the thing. So we have the color. We both know that they have great style. But I will say,
I mean, she almost has like a perm a little bit. There's a lot of curls there.
There's volume, there's curls, curls, but the style kind of really goes along with the cut. So I'm going to say the most important thing is the cut. The cut,
well, I mean, we all can see that Trunks has a sword. So he's going to be far and away better at cutting the hair if they were made to do it right now. Unless, I mean, look at those sleeves. Does Holdo have like a pair of scissors up there?
A pair of scissors up her sleeve, or possibly a plan that she's not going to tell you about until the last second?
Right. Maybe she can delegate a bunch of other people to get her scissors.
Right. She's got great delegation powers.
Also, if worst comes to worst, she can just hyperspace through the person's head.
Yes.
I mean, hair. Sorry. Ooh.
Like one hyperspace.
Zoom this way, and then the other one zoom that way.
I mean, that's a nice, like, I could probably
I think they call that now. I think they call that a Holdo bowl cut.
Yeah. Yeah.
And speaking of our hair, actually, now that I'm looking at both of us on screen, I don't think we've cut our hair since we came back to Fun and Villainy.
No, I haven't cut my hair in almost 8 months, I would say.
But yeah, so what do you think and who do you think, Logan, would win this battle?
So I am actually going to go probably with Admiral Holdo on this.
Really? Because I think I'm going to go with Trunks. Because I think if Trunks was pushed, like if he's going to think he's about to lose, I have a feeling like he will go Super Saiyan to save the day.
I agree with that. And the only thing, because I was thinking Trunks too, the only thing that made me switch to Admiral Holdo is that, I mean, I thought I had her figured out when I was watching The Last Jedi.
Wow, you're right.
But you don't. You never really know what she's got. I mean, Trunks could come in with the sword, but it's that mystery.
Yes.
Not going to tell you what she's got. I'm going to go Holdo. And then, you know, with the hyperspace, yeah, she's got it.
Well, it feels like a toss-up, so we'll move on to the next one, which is one that I really wanted to talk about today, which is Cowboy Bebop.
Yes.
It's Spike versus Han Solo in a duel/shootout. Logan, tell them a little bit about Spike.
So Spike Spiegel became, I hope I'm saying that right, became a bounty hunter and the partner of Jet Black, the captain of the Bebop. Spike and Jet pursued criminals across the populated planets and moons of the solar system.
And it sort of feels very Star Wars-y, that description you just gave. And that is a good example. If you haven't watched Cowboy Bebop, that's one of the main anime shows that I did watch was Cowboy Bebop. So I highly recommend it. And we know that there is a live action version of the show coming out soon. I don't know how soon. I know there's a trailer for it. But this is going to be an interesting fight because both of these people like to shoot first.
Right. That's exactly what I was going to say is like, we know that Han's going to shoot first, but we also know that Spike likes to shoot first. They both don't play by the rules.
Is it going to be one of those things? Because if I remember in Cowboy Bebop, they have actual bullets. So is it going to be one of those things where he shoots a bullet, Han shoots a laser, and they both just like negate each other? Just
maybe at that point, I might say the laser wins.
Oh, well, maybe that's the way that I get it. But yeah, but I know Spike is very acrobatic. Han and Harrison Ford, not so much. I mean, Harrison Ford did get crushed by a door when he was filming.
That's true.
I like how I'm making fun of old Harrison Ford
as the
trying to be Han Solo.
Right.
Finally, all these years later. And I'm like, yeah, but you know, this made-up character is much more acrobatic than old Harrison Ford.
Old Harrison Ford, the person, not as nimble as this animated character.
Here's the thing. I am going to go with Spike on this one.
Okay.
Am I just siding with all the anime ones?
I think you're just trying to go against me on every single one.
And you want it to be Han Solo? Well, either way, like you have down here, only one of these people can stand. So we can. What do you mean stand? Like only one of them. Is that what a shootout is?
Right. On the count
whoever
of
stands up.
Yeah. On the count of 3, one of these heroes will just stand up, apparently. Just stand. That's it.
I was homeschooled, so I don't know about duels.
So in that case, I mean, Han Solo does like to shoot sitting down. So if Spike stands, I'm going to say it's Han's game.
It goes to Han Solo for that. I wish I knew what a shootout was.
I wish I knew what a duel was.
It's a little... Anyway, My Hero Academia. This was something that Logan wanted to talk about. This is Froppy versus Grogu.
Yes. So in this scenario, we have Froppy versus Grogu, and they're going to be trying to see who can steal macaroons from a baby.
Yeah.
Or more importantly, or more specifically, rather, from a child learning in class.
So who is this Froppy girl?
So Froppy has the quirk, or the powers, of being a frog. Long tongue, she can stick to walls, she's got camouflage. Grogu has the force and an unstoppable hunger for frog eggs.
That's true. And frogs. He ate a frog in the first season as well.
So they're already kind of not getting off to a great start.
No. This is the thing I would like to see with this battle is kind of like a CCTV version of it, where you're just kind of watching a classroom.
Right.
And you see how many they can steal in terms of how many macarons they can steal from the different kids around there, without being noticed.
Oh, okay, so you're saying every child has macaroons.
Exactly.
Or macaroons. Am I saying that correctly?
It's macarons, but yeah, you're getting there. You're getting there.
So every child.
I don't know what a shootout is, but I can say macarons
like
in the proper.
Right on.
My facade of stupidity and or high classness is falling apart.
It doesn't. Yeah, it's not lining up.
No, something's not right.
So we've seen Grogu steal macarons before. He did get caught, I will say. The child looked over and saw
the child. The child looked over. No, but the child sitting next to Grogu looked over. Yeah.
Yes, looked over and saw Grogu. Now, did that stop Grogu? Absolutely not. He kept munching those macarons.
Yes, but how many is this a case of? Steal the most and eat the most, because you saw that he only had, a handful maybe, and then puked all over the Razor Crest. But maybe Froppy, since she's a little bit bigger, a little bit older, could eat more macarons.
That's a good point.
I'm going to go with Grogu, though, because he has the force. So even if he kind of pushed himself a little bit more, I think he could be grabbing more at a time than she could with her tongue.
Okay, you sold me. That's a good point.
Okay, lovely. The next one we're working on, the battle that we're going to be talking about, this is something that Logan was really, really pushing for as we were getting this episode set up. It's Zach versus, what is it?
Rak.
Oh, it's Rak versus Zeb.
Right.
Okay, Rak versus Zeb, and this is in a javelin throw. Who can throw it the furthest? And like I said, Logan really pushed hard to put Tower of God into this one. So Logan, go ahead and just take it away. Tell everybody about this Rak guy.
Yeah, I'll go pretty in depth into Rak. So Rak is a big lizard man who's good at throwing spears.
Okay. Is that?
That's it.
That's it?
That's all. Yeah. He's just a big lizard man who could throw spears.
Okay. So, and then they're throwing spears in the competition.
Right. Oh.
And Zeb doesn't really throw spears, so Rak, right, would probably win because he throws spears all the time.
Yeah, it's probably kind of just a shoe in there.
You were really pushing hard to talk about this show. Like you called me 2 times while we were putting together the notes, and you just say he's a big lizard guy that throws a spear.
Well, okay, I mean, we could twist each other's ears about what co-host was supposed to cover what show and who time after time doesn't do their job, but yeah, but or we can focus on the fact that Zeb loves a challenge, and Zeb not throwing spears. Right. This primarily being Rak's whole thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just trying to set up Zeb for a good challenge. I know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. I'm not sure you do, even though you called me, what was it, 2:30 last night? I think you were crying about this. Wanting to put it in?
Yeah, I think we should probably just move on. I'm going to go ahead and say Rak got this one.
Okay. Well, yeah, the next one here, we are doing a big classic when it comes to anime, which is Monkey D. Luffy and the Quarren. One Piece is one of the biggest anime shows of all time, and this is a competition to see who can ready their ship the fastest.
Right.
And we're talking about like nautical vessels.
Yes.
Logan, who is this Quarren before you talk about Monkey D. Luffy?
So the Quarren we saw in season 2 of The Mandalorian. So the Quarren, I'll do this little Wikipedia entrance, also known by the derogatory nickname. I'm just going to say it just so we all know it.
Okay.
But I'm not going to repeat it. Squid heads.
Logan.
I said it.
Logan, you can't say that. It's 2021.
They were squid-like sentient species native to the planet Mon Cala, where they coexisted with the Mon Calamari in a peaceful, albeit tense, relationship.
Logan, it's pronounced species.
What did I say?
Species.
Did I? Did I really?
Either way. This exact Quarren that we're talking about, this is the one that tried to kill Baby Yoda and steal the Mandalorian's armor in that one episode.
Right.
So specifically, we're talking about that one. But I'll talk a little bit about Monkey D. Luffy, better known as Straw Hat, is the main protagonist of the anime One Piece. He is the founder and the captain of the infamous Straw Hat Pirates, as well as one of their top fighters. I can't say infamous. You can't say species. What are we doing talking on the internet?
I don't know. It's crazy that people let us have a show where we talk with words.
Yeah, either
blows my
way.
mind every day.
So here's the thing. In your research, you found out that we'll call him Straw Hat isn't able to swim. He doesn't know how to swim, even though he is a pirate himself.
Yes.
And then the Quarren over there loves to just kick people into water.
Right. Well, but also Straw Hat can like stretch his limbs, basically like a Mr. Fantastic type of deal.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that's going to help him,
True.
you know, in readying the ship. He can stretch and grab and hoist and pull ropes.
Right, but that Quarren, he is always with those back alley dealings, even with the guy who sells soup, apparently.
Right.
Is going to try and get somebody over there or him himself to just knock him into the water. That's what I see. Or he's going to talk Straw Hat into being like, hey, I got a really cool tentacle monster. You want to come take a look at it? And just shove him into the hole. I'm going with the Quarren on this one.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Quarren as well. What? Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Quarren because we do know that the Quarren likes to play dirty. Yes. And being on a boat in the middle of water, not being able to swim, I think the Quarren's going to take... I mean, he's a squid. I'm not going to say it, but we know what they are.
We know what they're like, what I hear you trying to say.
But we
know what they're like.
We know what the Quarren are like, okay?
Oh, Logan.
We've seen them try to kill a baby.
Logan.
I am not backing down on this.
Let's go over...
They were not successful.
Let's go over to another giant anime show, which is Naruto. And we're going to be talking about Naruto versus Star Killer. Or Galen Marek, whichever you take. And this is in a high school talent show. Who can top the other one?
Right.
Yeah, in the preparation for this, Logan and I watched a lot of fights between, these different people in terms of who we were going to add to the list. And Naruto, we were watching one fight where it was just like, I was specifically watching it.
Yeah.
Logan was sat across from me, and I was trying to describe what I was seeing, and it even sounded like I was just making it up. Is that the truth? Like, I was like, oh, yeah, and then he's running. He's like standing on the side of a cliff perfectly fine. And he just got thrown into the water, not into the water. Now there's 3 of them and he's throwing them at the other guy. The other guy's a big purple lizard monster now. Okay. That's what it was going on. And I'm like, the only person who can come close to this type of battle would be Star Killer. Yeah.
Well, it started off with, you were just watching the fight. And then I think you weren't even trying to describe it to me. It just got so crazy that you had to turn it over to me. You were like, I can't understand what's going on in this fight. Do you know? And you flipped the screen and I was like, I have no idea. They were underwater, then they were on top of water, then they were in between water. Then you said there was 3 of them. And then you went back and kept watching. I was like, okay, I was doing a little more work. And then it's like, and now he's a wolf. They're both
like
wolves.
Wolves.
So I'm sitting here
giant people. Yeah.
I'm trying to okay, he's a wolf maybe. And then you turn the screen. It's like, no, he's a wolf.
That's what it is.
Yeah, no, he's exactly a wolf.
And for a lot of people, when you try and describe what you do in The Force Unleashed, that's kind of how it is too. You know what I mean? He can turn into a ball and then shoot a bunch of people all over the place. You can also pick people up and just kind of hold them there. Oh, he can rip a Star Destroyer out of the sky. There's a lot of that type of stuff. He can get stabbed and thrown into space and then still picked up and survive.
Yeah.
I just see these 2, Naruto and Star Killer, being the people in the school who are always up on their desks, trying to be the showman, trying to make everybody laugh like the class clown. And now they have a whole high school auditorium and they're trying to win the clap meter at the end. Right. What can they do to top each other?
Well, and I could even see them just start overlapping each other's performance. Like the one finishes and then let's say Galen Marek starts and then Naruto realizes he went a little bigger. He's going to come right back on stage and do it even bigger. And then Galen, but by the end, they're both going to be on stage as huge wolf creatures bringing down Star Destroyers. I'm going to give it to Naruto.
Oh, I'm going to give it to Star Killer.
Wow.
Because, if Naruto goes too, crazy when it comes to these things, we know that Galen Marek is a murderer. So he might just try and kill him just out of spite. You know what I mean?
And Galen Marek has a clone. I haven't watched all of Naruto. He might have a clone too.
Well, he made 3 of himself and threw them at his enemies. So, okay, one way or another, someone's dying. Let's go to another big battle. You see what I did there? This is the Titan or a Titan versus the Zillo Beast. I feel like this show, Fun and Villainy, is just us trying to get the Zillo Beast back into the zeitgeist, but it is a battle for the ages and a choreographed dance routine between the two.
Yes, choreographed dance routine. So here we have, here's the setup for it. It's callback number 2 for Off-Broadway's Little Shop of Horrors. Both, this is the Zillo Beast and the Titan, are equally nervous, but the Titan has had previous work with this director. However, the Zillo Beast has already played Audrey 2 in its high school performance in 2008 and received the award for Best Actor in a Comedic Role. So it's really anyone's game.
This feels a little too on the nose. Did this exact thing happen to you? No?
So lame.
Look at me when you say no.
Why would you even say that?
Look at me when you say...
I'm looking at you.
Look.
I'm looking.
Why are you getting closer to me but not looking at me?
I'm trying to kiss you.
Okay. Oh, I feel like we just need to move on from this, and I don't need to follow this inquiry. I think either dance routine will be great.
Yes.
Just don't do it next to anything that can fall over easily.
Zillo Beast.
What? Titan. All right, and here's our final battle. It is Pikachu versus Palps. Yes, we saved the thumbnail for last. And this is who can restore the power to a hospital the fastest with their electrical abilities. Logan, one of these people...
Yes.
You want to tell people about this fight?
Okay, so yeah, basically, like you said, who can restore power to a hospital fastest? We're trying to get the power back on. We're trying to locate the generators.
Yes.
We have Pikachu. We have Palpatine. So one of these fighters stores electricity in their cheeks, and the other is Pikachu. Tyler, why don't you tell them about Pikachu?
Pikachu is an electric Pokemon. This Pokemon has electricity stored pouches in its cheeks. These appear to become electrically charged during the night while Pikachu sleeps. Sorry, I had something in my throat.
Yes.
But yeah, that is the battle going on here. I like to think about this battle. You know, you look at Palpatine being an evil person, right?
Yes, and yeah.
But also he's someone that holds office. So I could see this being like a publicity stunt.
Right.
You know, if there's any way to come out as a Sith Lord, the best, it would be restoring electricity to a hospital. I'm guessing full of kids.
Yes.
You know, and I'm guessing somebody else cut the wire so it set him up to look good.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And I'm assuming Palpatine, if he did go through with this, it was only because he was the one who turned the power off in the first place,
right,
only to be the hero to step in.
But at the same time, you have Pikachu, who just will do this out of the goodness of his tiny little furry heart. I'm guessing his heart's made of fur, too.
Yeah, fur is all the way on the inside of their organs.
Yeah, that's Pokemon for you.
Yeah, we didn't make it.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I'm concerned, is Pikachu able to do this without being told to use Thunderbolt?
You're right. Yeah, he has to be commanded. Pikachu, Thunderbolt, that generator. Also, can you do it without Ash? It is just Pikachu versus Palpatine.
Right.
Does Pikachu have the cognitive abilities to understand, oh, the power's out, I would need to go to the generator to zap the generator?
Right.
Is he just going to try to fight the generator? Does he think it's going to be another battle?
Does he
what if
think
he destroys the generator?
You think it might be a big Pokemon that he needs to electrify? I feel like we give too many cognizant plans and ideas to animals that don't actually have those abilities. They just act on instinct.
That's a good point. Are we doing that, or on a totally other end of the spectrum, are we anthropomorphizing?
I'm sure you don't know what that word even means, let alone how to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. In this battle, I'm going to go with Palpatine, actually, because he has unlimited power.
That's true. I'm going to hands down go with Palpatine.
Yeah, hands down.
Because I think if he doesn't do it, it's part of his plan. If he does it, it's part of his plan. If Pikachu does it, it was somehow part of Palpatine's plan. Palpatine, he's the puppet master.
That's true. So there you go, guys. That is the definitive list when it comes to anime versus Star Wars. But which matchup do you disagree with? Let us know below. Let us know in the comments. Give us some other battles and what those battles would have been in the comments as well. Logan, I feel like we went pretty, steady when it came to either Star Wars or anime. Yeah. So it kind of gives us hope that Visions is going to work really well too. They can be equally balanced. Yeah, equally balanced, as everything should be. Oh no. I've been watching too much Thanos speeches in my free time.
Too much what if.
Too much what if. Oh my gosh. But what if you guys checked out our our TikTok? Is the worst, segue. Thank you. What if you guys check out our TikTok? It's Chatter Squadron. We're going to be releasing our first TikTok the day that Visions comes out. Plus, we are going to be doing our audio only review of Visions at the end or beginning of next month. It's almost October.
Yeah, it's insane.
That means you've been on Chatter Squadron for about a year.
That's true.
Yeah, and we haven't cut our hair since then either.
That's also I did cut my hair once in the end of January when we were off.
I got my hair cut a lot. It's just been for fun and villainy. I haven't gotten my hair
But I agree with
the whole time.
Me too. For fun and villainy, I have not.
We'll get a haircut at the very end of this.
Yes.
But we want to also have you guys in your free time check out all of our culture slate, brethren and sisterin. What is going on in culture? What is going on in Star Wars? If you've asked yourself those questions, you should check out Star Wars Culture on Wednesdays.
For current Star Wars news that even StarWars.com envies.
Yes.
Check out the Star Wars Underworld on Thursdays.
And to find out a bunch of the rumblings going on in fandoms all across the world, check out the Rollout every single Friday. And then, of course, us every single Saturday, which we'll be back next Saturday with another fun and villainy. Logan, is there anything you would like to leave the people with today?
Yes, I have a question because I am not an avid anime watcher. I've seen My Hero basically all the way through. I've seen Tower of God all the way through. It's only one season. There's a couple more, but regardless, my question for people is, so anime is described as a Japanese style of art. You know what I mean? So Tower of God is actually Korean made. So does that inherently disqualify it from being an anime, or is it still an anime because even though it's Korean, it could be Korean, it could be American, it could be Irish. It's just in the style of Japanese. It doesn't necessarily inherently have to be Japanese. If I were to do something in the style of the Japanese, is that anime, or no? Is it only specifically from Japan?
Yeah.
Genuine, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. And this is definitely something we could Google, but let us know in the comments and we'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.